All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Green and Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. It is to talk about that mauling that we just received, where Liverpool handed Arsenal a piping 5-1 at Anfield. And to dissect and calm certain people down, at least as well, is my boy Lee. I can only enlist Lee for such a job, so go on. Say hello to the people.
Evening, good evening. Well, it's not a good evening, is it? It's just evening because it's a shit evening because we've just been spanked. But there's only one man to blame for this, and that's not Unai fucking Emery. Yeah, that is the previous manager whose name I am not saying because I ain't giving you a pound for charity. But let's be real here, right?
Yeah.
Because I've seen everybody in fucking meltdown, like literally meltdown. Let's be honest here, right? Lichtsteiner ain't good enough. Can we just put that to bed now? I thought he would be. He ain't good enough. We miss Hector Bellerin. So all these little haters that think I've got an agenda and like obsessed and all this bollocks, screen grab that. We miss Hector Bellerin. I'll say it again, one more time, yeah? Screen grab it. We miss Hector Bellerin. No agenda my ends, yeah? Right? So we miss him. The only thing I'll say about Lichtsteiner is off the pitch, he's got all the experience in the world. On the pitch, he's fucking shocking, mate. He is shocking, right? And I can see why he was a freebie and Juve didn't want to keep hold of him.
Yeah.
Mustafi. I wanted Mustafi to start the game. He starts the game. What the fuck was that? What was he doing? Did you see the one where he went bombing up to halfway to try and win a ball?
To
like
be
literally
honest,
running past Torreira and Xhaka to try and win a ball. It's like, what are you doing?
And you know me, I like to go in and Mustafi like anyone else. But I have to be real. I didn't think he was fit.
He didn't look it. And if he ain't, then that's down to the manager. He shouldn't have started him.
Yeah.
But let's carry on going through these players for now, yeah?
Go on.
Socrates, worst game he's had.
I told you that I WhatsApped you immediately. I thought it was easily his worst game in the Arsenal shirt.
Worst game by a country mile, right? Having said that, I still ain't convinced that's a fucking penalty. Yeah? Somebody sniped Salah out of fucking Rose Ed, mate. The way that cunt goes down, seriously, the way that cunt goes down, he should be embarrassed of himself, right? And then when we get it, the other end, and we actually get a bit of contact, oh no, waves him up. Like, seriously, that ref needs to be banned. No consistency. And I'm not saying we would have come back into the game. The game was dead and buried at 5-1. It was dead and buried at 3-1, let's be real, right? But to give two of the softest penalties you are going to see this season and then wave away a penalty for us that had more contact than them two, it's just bullshit, man. It is bullshit. I'm not saying that, there's no excuse. We were shit, right? Kolasinac, I've said it to you time and time again. The geezer ain't good enough. Yeah, he ain't good enough, right? Maitland-Niles, I thought he done all right today.
Yeah,
I thought he played well. He scored his first goal for Arsenal. Shame it was in the fucking thumping 5-1.
Threat, particularly in the first half. I actually thought our source of outball was coming from his side.
Yeah, defensively, I don't think he was great, but offensively, I thought he was fucking decent, man. But I've got feedback, by the way. I don't know if you can do anything about that, but I can hear myself. I sound like a right cunt. I don't know how people
you're going to have people screen grab that. That's exactly what you do.
But yeah, Iwobi, I thought him and Maitland-Niles were our best two players. Yeah, easily our best two players. Torreira, worst game he's had for Arsenal. Right? Yeah. And let's be real, Torreira's had a couple of bad games now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe that's because of the pace of the league. Maybe that's because he's played so many games and he's like all intense, like he's in your face all the time. And he's only a kid. Let's be real, he's 22.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not saying we should drop him or anything, but maybe we need to go and buy another one in that position. Yeah, just to give him a help. Do you know what I mean? So we can rest him because we don't want this kid burnt out by the time it gets to fucking February or March, mate, because then we are fucked. Right? Aubameyang. He missed his absolute sit. I think he was ruled offside though, wasn't he? But I'd blame Ramsey more for that. I thought Ramsey done all right, actually, to be fair.
Yeah,
I thought Ramsey played all right.
I did. I thought he did okay today as well.
One thing you get with Ramsey, right, whether he's got the ability of a Mr. Missing or not, right, and this is where people get it twisted, right? and I'm sure we'll come on to that geezer in a minute.
We'll leave it towards
and
the
this
end.
is where people get it twisted. You're saying that Ramsey and Mkhitaryan and Iwobi are better than Ozil. No, I'm not. When have I ever said that? When have I ever said that they are a better footballer?
Actually, you've actually gone on record on the show to say, on his day, Ozil's the most talented footballer in this squad. Yeah. The problem is he doesn't have enough of these days.
Mate, Peter Crouch had a good day against us and bagged the hat-trick. Yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? Fucking anyone could have a good day, can't they? Right? But this is where people get it twisted, right? It's not about having the most technical ability.
Yeah.
Right? It's about when your fucking ability fails, hard work has to kick in. It should be a fucking given when you're playing for a top-tier Premier League team. Right? And for me, don't do it enough. Like I said, Ramsey today I thought was all right. But why the fuck he divered on that shot? He should have just hit it first time. Right? Yeah. And I'm not saying we would have come back, but that gives us a hope. Because that's 4-2 with half hour to go.
And it just puts a doubt in their mind. Just
exactly. And then they might sit a little bit deeper. We then might get on the front foot. And all of a sudden, bang, you get another one. Then it's panic stations for them, innit? But it weren't to be. And luckily, the linesman had his flag up because that saved a fucking massive embarrassment from Aubameyang. How you missing that from half a yard out? But no, it is one a game. But I ain't going to mug him off. He's our top scorer, man. And what I will say is, I see before the kickoff, I see the starting lineup and that, right? And everyone was in meltdown because Lacazette weren't starting. If Lacazette had started, what did we have on the bench to change it if it went wrong? Fuck all, right? And that is not Emery's fault. Yeah, we've got Monreal out injured. We've got Bellerin out injured. We've got Rob Holding out injured. We've got Welbeck out injured. Yeah. There's 4 players that have been key to us this season.
Yeah.
Right? That's 4 first teamers. Say Welbeck's not a first teamer. The other 3 are.
Yeah.
Right? But Welbeck comes on as a sub, starts the odd game in Europa League, stuff like that, and he was doing all right. Do you know what I mean? So we've lost 3 first team players there from our defence, right? And people wonder why we're shipping 5 at Anfield. Right? Listen, I wanted us to win that game. I've been told I'm deluded because I thought we had a chance. You're deluded. Oh, what, should I just be a negative cunt then? Because didn't I get told all last season, you're just a negative cunt, you're toxic, yeah? And all you're doing is splitting the fan base. So now I'm being positive. What, is it the flip side now? I'm deluded and I'm still splitting the fan base. How does that work? I don't get it. But I just look at it and I think that if you go through our whole squad, Xhaka today I thought was shit again. And the thing is, right, with him, one game he's great, then he'll have an iffy game, then he'll have a shocker. Yeah. Then he'll have an iffy game. Then he'll have a shocker. Then he'll have a great game. And just when you think that he's going to get dropped, he puts in that fucking great game and saves himself for another couple of weeks. Yeah. But let's be real here, right? If we're actually analysing this squad properly, how many of them are actually going to stay? The goalkeeper, Socrates, Rob Holding, and I'm talking not just the next couple of winters. I'm talking like in the next 2 years, yeah? Aubameyang.
If I'm being honest,
Iwobi, the rest are going to be binned, mate. Let's be real.
I think, to be honest, and even I say this, even after a good game, I think Iwobi would be lucky to stay. To be honest,
no, I think the one thing Iwobi's got is his age, right? And he can be coached, right? And today, I thought like I said, the first half, I thought he was fantastic, mate.
He was our best player.
But you don't see anyone tweeting that because his name's not Mesut Ozil.
Yeah? Bruv, I said the same.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't see no
people can mug him off because he's not Mesut Ozil.
I didn't see no
bollocks, mate. He's 22 years old. He's been here a long time. He's come through the ranks. He's had no coaching from the previous fucking manager, right? He's never had a loan move. And let's be real, his level of performance this season, in half a season, has probably been better than his level of performance for the last fucking 2 seasons. Yeah? I know he's been up and down this season, but that's going to happen, right? But I think he will survive because he's got all the attributes that Emery wants. He works hard, he's physical, he'll track back, he's technically all right.
Let me just bring it, just because someone's tweeted at me something to do with the Iwobi, and we're talking about Iwobi. Rio AFC 10 basically tweeted me and said, Iwobi was probably our best player. He tried driving at players, assisted Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
That was a great cross, by the way.
Caused problems, But if he did what Uber did today, he'd be getting abused left, right, and centre. And it's true.
100%, mate. And do you know what, right? This is the other thing, right? People that go, oh yeah, but Aubameyang had nobody linking balls up to him. There was no creativity. That's all you fucking hear from this fan base. There's no creativity. What are you talking about? How many chances did we have today?
Exactly.
Yeah. We had the Mustafi one that was ruled offside that weren't offside. The header that was tipped onto the bar. Right. We've scored a perfectly good goal that Maitland-Niles has scored. Yeah. We had the Ramsey one. Right. Which again, I think was a Wobie passing that ball through to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like we had other chances where we fucking Maitland-Niles skied one over the bar. We create chances no matter who's playing because the players in midfield and the wings are of an all right standard, but they're not the next level that you need. If you look at Man City's wingers, they've got Sterling and Sane. They've then got Aguero up front, right? Yeah. They've then got Kevin fucking De Bruyne, box to box, running up and down, yeah? They've then got Fernandinho just sitting there, and then David Silva's just floating around, yeah?
You've got the likes of Mahrez, by the way. You also got the likes of Bernardo Silva. Can't get in the team.
It's ridiculous, mate. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Then you look at Liverpool's team, and by the way, that was the first time Firmino's ever scored a hat-trick for Liverpool.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And he hadn't scored at Anfield all season.
But you said the entire time you rate the guy highly.
Mate, he's the most underrated player in the league.
I do. He's a good player. He is a very, very good player.
Yeah, first time he scored at Anfield this season in the league. And he bags hat-trick. The second goal, man. Seriously. I was just sat there. I was like, I'm jumping around like we're 1-0 up. I'm like pinching myself because they were all over us at the beginning. And I'm like, we're 1-0 up. Fuck you, yes. Fucking suck your mum, Liverpool. Right? And the next thing, like a minute later, it's like, okay, it's 1-0. Bang. Now 2-1. Now 3-1. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, we've seen this before, haven't we? Yeah. Like, but I don't blame the manager. How can you blame the manager? I don't get how anyone is blaming him. Yeah. Yes, he may have started Lacazette instead, but if he starts Lacazette, people will be crying we had no bench.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. A lot of people are kind of, especially when it went 4-1, all I started seeing was Emery out. There's one geezer
that's fucking ridiculous, mate.
Responded to our tweet, and he was like, "Well, Emery deserves every level of criticism." Criticism, I don't have an issue with. Is when you then step over that line and be like, "Oh, he needs to go." For what? This is years and years of rotting, of decaying, of decline. You're giving the man 6 months, and let's be real, barely any money to sort that out. What are you talking about right now?
I put a tweet out, right, saying, are we better than Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City, or Chelsea? If you answer no to that, then what the fuck are you moaning about? Because they're the 4 teams above us, and they're all better than us. And they've all spent a lot more money than us, other than Tottenham. Yeah, but other than Sarri, who, let's be real, was only 2 points clear of us with a game in hand, right? And lost to Wolves this season, right? Amongst Leicester as well. They lost to Leicester, dropped points at other places as well this season, right? So let's say they win their game in hand. I don't know who they're playing. I can't remember. But let's say they win their game in hand. We're 5 points off of Chelsea, who are 4th, right? And let's be real. If Sarri don't get top 4 this season, he's getting potted because that's how Chelsea work, right? But the other 3 teams above Chelsea have all had their managers in place for a long, long time now. They've all had multiple transfer windows, and they've all got a set way of playing with a set, rigid squad of players, right? And they've got their men. Emery's come in to a defence that was shit, made us better, then lost 3 of our back 4 through injury. What do people expect? Because the reserves behind that are fucking embarrassing. They shouldn't be here. Let's be real. What is Koscielny doing here? Shouldn't be here. He should have been binned 5 years ago. You know, and this all comes back to the previous regime. All comes back to that. And you cannot fix fucking 7, 8 years, or even, let's say 4 or 5 years of fucking decline and piss poor signings and piss poor management, right? And like just fucking letting the team rot and sitting on your fucking ass playing with a zip. Yeah. You cannot allow that to go on for 6 years, 5 years, whatever, and then expect a new manager to come in and repair everything in 6 months. So these people that are tweeting Emery out are either tweeting it because they want to get a few retweets, right? Or they just like being hated, yeah? Or they're actually deluded and think we should be pissing a title. Because These are the same people that sat there giving it about the previous manager. Oh no, give him time. You're disrespecting a legend. And fucking what? He got sacked for a reason. You know, Emery ain't getting sacked, so let's be real, right? Jose was rightly sacked because they're Man United. They're the biggest football club in the world, right? And they have got a fucking better squad than us. And look at where they are. Yeah, look at where they are. They're behind us, right? They've sacked him. With the Paul Pogba, Jose Mourinho thing, there was only going to be one winner there. They've done £90 million on Paul Pogba. With our Ozil Emery thing, there's only one winner, and that's fucking Emery. This guy's been here for 6 years. 6 years, Ozil. Yeah? And people are crying because he didn't play at Anfield. We've been slapped every time we've been there with him in the team. Guess what? We got slapped without him today.
Yeah.
Would it have made a fucking difference?
I don't
Would it have made a difference?
You used to get people, you got people today saying, oh, well, that's what you get when you don't have Urs on the team. And I'm like, hey, do you not remember the last couple of trips?
Mate, when we lost there 5-1, right? Do you remember? I think it was Sturridge or Sterling scored, or it might have even been fucking Suarez.
I think it was Sturridge.
Right?
It might have actually been both. You're right.
He got brushed off the ball on the halfway line, yeah? Right? Somebody breathed on him and he fell over, right, Ozil? And he sat there like that, putting his arms up like that, just shrugging his shoulders as they go steamrolling through our defence to score a third. Yeah? What, and people think that is going to turn up today and do something? Deluded. Seriously, deluded. You must be, because what has he done in a big game at Anfield ever? Yeah? So I don't get this whole love fest around him. Listen, we all know he's a good footballer, but he has taken the wholesale piss for way too long. This manager has come in and gone, nah, fuck off, mate. You are mugging us off. You don't want to do what I want you to do. You're not prepared to put it in how I want you to put it in. You're out the team. And you know what? There's no way in a million years he's got a fucking knee injury. Don't believe it. Right? I reckon what's happened, and this is my take on it, whether people agree, I don't give a fuck, mate, to be honest with you. Right? But I think that obviously he trained yesterday. We all know he trained yesterday, yeah? That's common knowledge. Ozil trained, right? Obviously, the last training session before the game, the manager sits there, gets the whole squad round, and then reads out the fucking starting 11 and the bench, right? So, like, Ozil, you're benched. Laka, you're benched. Aubameyang, you're starting. Blah, 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 you're starting. He'll go through the whole fucking team, yeah? I reckon what's happened is he's told Ozil he's being benched, right? Then half hour later, as they've all gone back in to get changed and all that, Ozil's gone, oh, got a bit of a knee injury, mate. Yeah? I'm not even kidding. I am not even fucking about, mate. Yeah? Let's be honest. How many times this season has that geezer been injured?
The only thing
he is basically the Turkish-German Jack Wilshere right now.
Darren
Let's be real. Yeah, mate, come on. It's no coincidence that he trained yesterday, right? Then we're playing Liverpool and it's all fine, and then all of a sudden, oh, I've got a dodgy knee. Fuck off, mate. Don't believe it. Don't believe it.
The only thing I'll add to that is all of a sudden as well, you're starting to see stories how Ozil is out for a long time with this injury. Something seems off with that. Like, something really seems off with that story. Like, first of all, this secret knee injury that's all of a sudden flared up that he suffered at Brighton, and now he's out for a long time. Is he out for a long time because he wants to see what happens in January, and then goes and then miraculously makes a recovery?
Mate, the one thing I'll say, right, is when we do get rid of him, which we are, right, I think that's pretty nailed on now. He's going.
I can't
whether that's January or the summer.
Yeah, it'll be one.
He is going. The quicker he goes, the better, right? Because we've had this divide in our fan base with the previous manager for fucking years, mate, and it got stupidly toxic, right? That's now switched to him, right? I had some geezer fucking tweet me earlier. These people that think they're a better fucking fan than everybody else. Who are these fucking idiots, man? Can't even remember the geezer's name. He's older than me. He's in his 40s, right? And he's posing in the dressing room with the Ozil shirt behind him. He replied to my tweet about fucking Ozil yesterday, saying the quicker he goes, the fucking better. He's had Arsenal fans on strings for 6 years. Yeah, right. He has. Let's be real. And I actually quoted the previous manager's name, right, and put at least he was a fucking genius when he rocked up. Yeah, this guy's been here 6 years, and the fact we're still debating on whether he's any good sums it all up, doesn't it? Right? And he's replied to me today about, yeah, fuck him. don't you know anything about football? Oh, actually, don't reply to that. I think we all know. Yeah, why don't you go and fuck off back to Luton? I was thinking, if you've got the wrong guy here, because I live in Milton Keynes, mate, and I have done for 36 years. Like, what's that all about? And this is the thing. You can't fucking put a tweet out without people coming along thinking they're bigger and better because they don't like your opinion on their favourite player. Fuck off. Seriously. Don't like what I tweet? Block me. It's fairly straightforward. Even a fucking spastic could do it. Sorry for using that word, by the way.
I was going to say, bruh.
Some people might call me that, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Right?
I was going to say.
Shit. But no, seriously, all fucking jokes aside, if you don't like what somebody tweets, fucking block them. How hard is it? Seriously, how hard is it? Block them.
All right. Well, as you could imagine, you're lighting up the chat room right now.
Yeah, sorry for that, by the way. I didn't mean to be a cunt the way I was saying that. I was just meaning like before that gets fucking thrown against me.
All right. Well, all right. So let's focus back on the game. In terms of what you think needs to be done in January, realistically, because let's be honest, you can make a case for a good 10, 11 of these players to not be there. But realistically, what do you think is going to happen in January? What do you
I think is going to happen, or what would I like to happen?
Both.
Okay. What I would like to happen is for Arsenal to go out and buy 2 or 3 centre-backs. And the 2 or 3, I'm going to name them as well. These are the 2 or 3 I want at Arsenal.
Dude.
Right?
Yeah, go on.
Toby Alderweireld. I don't care that the guy's injury prone, right? I don't care that he plays for that lot down the road. Spurs renewed his contract the other day for 1 more year, which automatically triggers a £25 million buyout clause to kick in, right? Mm. So everyone's going, oh, Daniel Levy won't sell to us. Nothing to do with Daniel Levy.
Yeah,
we trigger that 25 mil, it's down to Alderweireld.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's be real. He ain't going to get any games at Tottenham anymore because Davinson Sanchez and Vertonghen are the numbered 1 and 2.
I'm kind of hoping we're cleverly tapping him up to try and find out if he'd be willing to actually do a Sol Campbell.
Well, let's be honest, right? He wouldn't have to move house. That's for a start, yeah?
Yeah,
he can still live where he lives. He wouldn't have to move up to fucking Manchester, bruv. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
But
and
for
let's
that
be real,
reason,
why the fuck would you want to live in Manchester? It's a fucking shithole, right?
Yeah, but seriously. For that reason, he might think to himself, "Oh, fuck that! I don't want to be near these Spurs fans. Are kind of crazy, yo. I don't want to be near them."
Nah, man, fucking Sol Campbell done it. He could make himself a hero, bruv. Right? So £25 million. That's him done, right? That's relatively cheap, right? Manolas, apparently his buyout's 25 mil. I think is that right? I think that's 25 or 30 mil his buyout clause. Right, he's Greek. Sure. He knows Socrates. They've fucking played together for their country, and he is a fucking top draw centre back. Right, so that's 50 million quid. You bought 2 centre backs now, right? You've been Mustafi immediately. Right?
Oh wow!
To anybody, to anybody who will buy him, bin him.
Wow.
Even if it's 15 million quid. You've then only spent 35 million pounds, and you've got 2 decent centre backs. Right? You then go out there and go, do you know what? Let's go all in for De Ligt from Ajax. Yeah. So now we've got 3 top draw centre backs. That's going to cost dough, by the way, right? But it's not going to cost Koulibaly dough. Do you see what I'm saying? And we ain't ever going to spend that money on Koulibaly, yeah?
Yeah, for one player.
For the price of Koulibaly, we could buy 3 decent centre backs, right?
Yeah.
Then we've got Socrates there. Then we've got Rob Holding to come back. That's now 5 top draw centre backs, or 4 top draw centre backs and Rob Holding. Yeah, who's still learning his trade, right? That automatically makes us better defensively, right? I'd get rid of Monreal. As much as I love him, I'd get rid of him. He's old, he's past it, he's finished. Kolasinac, I'd also get rid of him. And I'd get rid of Lichtsteiner. Then I'd go out there and I'd go and buy 2 left backs. Yeah, and I'd go and buy a right back just to cover. Maybe even fucking Nathaniel Klein. He don't get a fucking look in anymore, does he?
Yeah, but apparently, according to Robbie Richard, that's because he's shit.
He ain't shit. Let me not put Alexander-Arnold's just better than him. That's all it is.
Right. Let me not put words in Robbie's mouth.
But we could go out there and we could do, I don't know, let's say £80 million gets you them 3 centre backs after we've been Mustafi, yeah? Right? Get rid of Cole Jenkinson for £1 million,
Yeah.
fucking 50p, whatever it costs to get rid of him, right?
Get him off the book.
Just buy him out. Why we are
Yeah.
still paying Danny Welbeck when we might as well just clear up his contract and say, ta-ta, thank you, later, sorry how it's ended. But we're still paying this guy and his contract expires in the summer. He's not going to play again for us. So why the fuck is he still on the books? Pay him off. Yeah, give him all of his weekly wages for the rest of the year. Thank you very much. See you later. I hope you recover. Yeah, that's how a big club acts. You've got to be ruthless, mate. You know, fucking... But that's what I would do. I wouldn't worry about midfield. I wouldn't worry about attack. I would go out there. I'd buy 2 left backs, a right back, and 3 centre backs. Yeah, and you could do that for about £100 million if you get rid of the right ones to get rid of. Mustafi, we could probably get 20 million. Ramsey will probably go. So that's what I would do. What I think we will do is pretty much fuck all. Pretty much fuck all.
Let me ask you some key questions because we've got over 300 people listening to us right now live. Thank you so much for everyone listening. Crush that like button and hit the subscribe button for me. So few people brought this name up. Banega. Would you bring him in January?
100%. The geezer is an absolute baller. I watch Spanish footy, man. I've done for years. Right? The geezer is absolutely class, right? And everybody who sat there and said to me when I've been tweeting about it, well, so you're prepared to bin Ozil, who's 30, but this guy is 31, and we're going to build a team around him. What planet do these people live on? Does anyone think he's going to have a team built around him? We're buying him because he is fucking an Emery guy. He's worked with him before. He's trusted him, and he's a fucking baller. Whether he can do it in the Premier League, I'm not so sure. Right? Because this league is a lot different compared to the fucking Spanish league in terms of intensity and physicality, right? But if we're letting Ramsey go, which is pretty obvious we are, he is the replacement for the next couple of years, right? And let's be honest, if you buy a South American, mate, you know you're getting fucking commitment. You're getting fucking, you know, also they don't give a fuck, mate. They're warriors. They will do anything to fucking win, right? And they're all fucking hard fucks, isn't they? Do you know what I mean? They just like they won't be bullied. We've seen that with Torreira. You know, for somebody so small, the geezer's got a big heart, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? So all day long, I'd buy him, and it'll cost nothing because we'd get more than that for Ramsey. Whether he'll turn out to be better than Ramsey in this league, we shall see if we sign him. But you know, I've seen people, and this is how reactionary our fans are, right? Let's be honest, right? I said Ramsey played well today, yeah, and I did think he played all right. But let's be honest, the geezer's been here a decade. And bar 2 cup final winners, which I'm eternally grateful for, by the way, right? And half a good season until he got injured. What has he actually done?
Yeah.
What has he done? So when I'm seeing people go, oh, well, yeah, we'll get rid of Ozil and give Ramsey the money. No, get rid of both and go and buy better.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, right? If we do get rid of Ozil, that pays for 3 centre-backs. Right, in terms of the weekly wage, because you can pay all of them 110, 120 grand a week, right? Yeah. And that pays for all 3 of them. Yeah, and let's say we get 30 million quid for him, right? Well, that's 30 million quid towards 3 centre-backs. So that pays for Alderweireld with 5 million change towards fucking Manolas, doesn't it? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's going to take a lot of rejigging this pay structure. Like, and let's be honest, Ozil's on £1.4 million a month, mate. 1.4 million a month. No wonder he don't want to fucking play. Do you know what I mean? Man's sitting there counting his money, right? But let's be honest, Chris, right? I said earlier, there's only, 5, 6, 7 players in this squad that will still be here in 2 years' time. Right? So over the next window in January, the summer window, the next January and the next summer, we're getting rid of all of this dead wood that has been here, comfortable under the previous manager for too long.
But are we? Because, you know, funny enough,
we are. I'm telling you now, we will.
Ben Ahmed, I think, is in your little crew because he basically said something that I've heard you say before, and that is that, you know, that he feels as though why is everyone kind of cunting off, as he put it, quoting him, as he put it, Kroenke, because over the last couple of years, we've brought in Xhaka, Mustafi, Aubameyang, Lacazette.
Gave Ozil a stupid contract.
Yeah. So my kind of rebuttal to that is, yes, they have spent a lot of money over the past couple of years. But when I bring in a new manager, fuck this. I'm backing him completely. I'm saying, bruh, what do you need? Tell me what do you need. Here's a checkbook. We'll go out and get them. Just tell me exactly what you need, no matter what the price is. I'll go out and get them. Now, don't get it twisted. We've only seen one transfer window come and go. We don't know what is yet going to happen. But to me, if Stan wants to reprieve himself, January has to be a statement. The summer has to be a statement. The following January has to be a statement. I want to see some statement buys that show that we are progressing this team. Because the one thing I would say about Klopp is, for me, I've been using Klopp as an example of why we should be giving Emery time. That, you know, and I know we've discussed this, and I know this is a point that you want to come on to as well, about the way Klopp started. But the one key thing about Klopp's situation is that board backed him, completely backed him. And I want to see Stan completely.
Yeah, but Chris, at the same time, they flogged Coutinho for £140 million,
yeah,
right? Which paid for Van Dijk and paid for Alisson, right? Yes, they went out and bought Naby Keita, who was hardly featured. Yes, they went out and brought Fabinho, right? But let's be honest, he inherited fucking, was it Firmino? He brought Mane in his first season. I think Firmino was already out. I might be wrong. I'm sure somebody will put me right on that in a minute, right? But if you add up how much he has actually spent compared to, well, I'm talking like Mo here, net spend, right? If you actually look at his net spend as a manager, I think he's still in the plus. So, like, he's not actually spent any money, right? So it's all well and good saying, yeah, they've backed him. Mate, they got £140 million for Coutinho. We haven't got a £140 million footballer at our football club, right? And we've paid out stupid money for bang average footballers for too long, right? So this is the reason why I don't think Ramsey's being offered that contract anymore, is because that was offered by Gazidis, right? He dividend. He was smug all through pre-season. Oh, that's up to my agent and all that bollocks, right? Remember when he was standing there smirking when he was asked the question, right? His agents then ultimately fucked him out of this because he's dividend. Gazidis has then fucked off, right? Raul has come in with the other guy whose name I can't pronounce, the Sri Lankan guy, whatever his name is, you know what I'm on about, right? And they've gone, fuck off, we ain't paying you that. Yeah, we ain't paying you that. Fucking hell, you must be off your head, Tata. We're ripping that up, yeah. And to be fair to Ramsey, he's not been a complete prick over it, has he? He's just got on with it, kept his head down, and been the model professional, right? It's a fair play to him because he could have been a complete cunt, right? But he hasn't. But he still ain't worth 200 grand a week. Let's have it right. He is not a 200 grand a week footballer, right? Then you look at the Ozil deal. That was the parting shot from the previous regime to go, yes, see you later. Well, I've been potted. He can have a new deal then. Ta-ta, good luck with that. Yeah, good luck getting rid. Mate, I'm telling you, I don't care. That is what has happened, mate. That's how I see it, yeah? Now, we are stuck with this guy. Unless somebody comes in and we say, yeah, okay, you can have him for 20 million. Do you know what I mean? Nobody's going to pay 50, 60 mil for him and pay him all that money, mate. No way. Yeah, he's 30 years old. Who's going to be stupid enough to do that? Right? But if you look at all the fucking Mkhitaryan, 190 grand a week. Fucking come on, man. He ain't worth fucking 90. Let alone 190. So until we restructure all this and until we get these people off the books, which is going to be fucking hard because nobody's going to come in and pay it. So they've got to take a pay cut where they go. And it's whether they want to take a pay cut. You know what footballers are like, man? They all want to be fucking the best thing in the world. It's like, well, I'm on 250. Why would I take 200? I want 300. Yeah? Do you know what I mean? It's all about status and all that, isn't it? Yeah? So until we restructure all this bollocks, which is going to take a fucking long time, we ain't ever going to get back to where we want to be, right? Jurgen Klopp came into Liverpool. The first season he was there, he got slapped up 3-0 at Watford. He lost to West Ham. He lost to fucking other shit teams along the way and finished 8th, right? Liverpool could have gone, yeah, see you later. But they didn't because they brought into the plan. The fans kept on his side. Do you know what I mean? And now they're unbeaten and they're top of the league, 9 points clear or whatever it is, right? And they look fucking frightening going forward. They've bought a proper centre-back and a proper goalkeeper. But they never had stupid players on stupid money. So he never had to get rid of the big players on the big money. They got big money for Suarez. They got big money for Sterling. They got big money for Coutinho. That's a massive help, mate. There's what, fucking 260 million. Just them 3 players. We ain't got that. So he's had a bit of luck along the way, but they're players that they've brought. The majority have worked out for him so far, right? And the board have sanctioned the £75 million deal, granted, right? For Van Dijk, and he is probably the best centre-back in the world, mate, or one of them, definitely, right? But as for Man City, does everyone remember fucking when he took over, Pep, right? He inherited a team that is better than our current team. Let's be honest here, yeah? He finished 4th with that team, right? And he done 200 million quid in his first transfer window and finished 4th, right? And got spanked 4-0 against Everton.
Yeah.
So is anybody actually surprised that we're sat 5th with a shit team, right? Of overpaid, bang average footballers and just been spanked 5-1? Is anyone really shocked when you actually think about it? Because I'm not, and I'm not angry, because I knew that when this guy took over, I knew we were fucked, which is why the previous guy got sacked, right? And I knew it was going to take 2 or 3 seasons to get up to the level of the Peps and the Klopps, right? But let's have it right here. If Klopp don't win the league this season or win a trophy this season, I guarantee you he gets potted. Guarantee it. This is his 4th season. Yeah, and people go, oh yeah, but he didn't have a first season. It weren't a first full season. He took over in October, 8 games in. So it's there or thereabouts a full season, right? He's had his team for the last 2.5 years or 2 years, yeah? Right? If he don't win nothing this season, I guarantee you he's sacked in the summer. And they'll go out and get somebody else to come in because they've got a team there that should be winning titles.
It'd be pretty hard for them not to win it now, wouldn't it?
Mate, don't let it slip, yeah?
It'd be pretty. It really would. It'd be pretty hard for them.
Mate, Liverpool fans have been piping up all day to me, man. Like every time they pipe up, I just show them that Gerrard slip gif and just send it to them. Like,
unfortunately, I think this year is going to be the year that they break their dunks.
Nope.
I must admit, I think they're going to go on and do it.
They are the Spurs of the Northwest.
Right.
Mate, look at Spurs today. Everyone's going, oh, they're title contenders. Yeah, they've been title contenders for 2 days, and all of a sudden, they're not title contenders anymore.
Spurs do. I know.
Yeah, but this is what Liverpool do, bruv.
I don't care if Spurs are 10 points ahead. I will never think they will win down.
Yeah, see, this is the same with Liverpool, mate. Liverpool are the Northwest Spurs. Let's be real. When was the last time Liverpool won a trophy?
Oh gosh, bruh. This is the type of thing that comes back and haunts us. And
yeah, no, but Chris, this time it won't. This time it won't, because do you know why? Pep Guardiola is a miles better manager than Klopp, right? Man City's team is better than Liverpool's, right? But at the moment, Liverpool are better. Yeah? We've seen how quick Tottenham fucking ended up 7 points clear of us. We were above them the other week. That's how quick it can change. We have also seen Brendan Rodgers spunk a 7-point lead with 4 games to go or 3 games to go, and Man City win a title. It's December. You know, all these Liverpool fans that are suddenly coming out the woodwork, yeah, need to fucking calm down, mate. Calm down. Yeah, it's fucking December, lad.
I must admit,
come back in May when you've won it, and I'll say, yeah, do you know what? I'll eat a bit of humble pie. They will not win it. Man City will.
There's one Liverpool fan who's a friend of mine, proper trolls whenever Liverpool play. Even he's like, and I know Robbie will be the same. Even he's like, listen, as happy as I am, let's take it easy.
Exactly.
Because they know they got Man City next.
Chris, the other week, right? Go back 2 weeks ago, Man City hadn't lost a fucking game. They've lost 3 out of 4. That is how quick it can turn, right? Liverpool hadn't lost a game, still haven't lost a game. But they could quite easily lose 3 out of the next 4. Then all of a sudden, they're 3rd. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting way too carried away. Way too carried away. They will not win the title. If they do, fair play to them, right? Because if they finish above Man City, they fully deserve it. That lot from fucking Wembley or Shite Hart Lane, wherever the fuck MK Dons, wherever they play, right? Them lot have got no chance because when it really matters, they bottle it every time, right? Liverpool have been the same to a certain degree. Not as big as bottlers as Tottenham, right? At least Liverpool get to finals, right? But at the end of the day, if Liverpool win it, they fully deserve to win it, and they have been fantastic so far. But it is only halfway, and they qualified for Champions League knockout. They've got the draw in that.
That Liverpool fans in the chat room are absolutely laughing their head off at you right now.
I'm just saying it as I see it, mate. Yeah, it's December. It's the end of December, and Liverpool fans are going on like they've won the title. Not all of them, granted, right? But if they do win a title, fuck me, mate. Seriously, it'd be unbearable. Yeah, it'd be unbearable because we will never hear the end of it, right? But fair play to them because I'd love to be in their position right now, man, instead of fifth with a shit team that's just been spanked by them.
I did say that if Liverpool go on and win the league, that for the next 15 years, this is all we're going to hear.
Yeah. All you hear out of them is, we got 5 trophies, five Champions Leagues. Yeah. How many were you alive for? Because let's be real, when they won it in 2005, that was 13 years ago. So if you're 16, you weren't really old enough to witness that, were you? Right? So when you're piping up on Twitter with your fucking Mo Salah fucking Avi and you're 16 years old, don't even try come with the fucking Champions Leagues. You know what I'm saying? It's true though, isn't it? Mate,
you're going to get it from all L fans. You get it from our fans. You get it from Chelsea fans. You get it from United fans.
Because
do you really want that smoke from Liverpool fans? Liverpool fans are loud, yo. Do you really want that smoke?
Do you know what? Right, listen. I don't dislike any football team other than Spurs. Right, I genuinely don't hate any football team. Right. I just love winding them up because Liverpool fans are so easy to trigger. And Chelsea fans. Chelsea are probably the easiest, right? Man City fans, you can't really banter with Man City right now, right? Apart from, okay, mate, fucking 5 years ago, you didn't even know who Man City were. Do you know what I mean? Other than that, you can't really banter with them. But it's just so easy to wind Liverpool, Spurs, and fucking... Like some geezer came in my mentions earlier, Spurs fan. Yeah, there you go, chat shit, get banged. I was like, mate, why are you throwing shade? Yeah? Why are you throwing shade on me? You've just been slapped by Watford. Ain't won a league for 57 years. Ain't won an FA Cup for 27 years. Ain't won a League Cup for 10 years. Your fucking emblem is a chicken balancing on a fucking basketball. And you've got the cheek to come to me. Yeah? Fucking pipe down, man. Seriously. How any Tottenham fan can even banter with Arsenal or try it with Arsenal is just laughable, mate. Yeah? It's just laughable. Chelsea, I can sort of accept that, because they've dominated pretty much the last 15 years. But I don't know. It's just it's football, isn't it, man? It's banter. If you can't have banter, it's a bit boring, isn't it? But people just get a little bit too triggered, especially Arsenal fans. It's like, it's an opinion. Like when I'm putting my stuff out there and saying about Ozil or the previous manager or this player or that player, fully grown men get properly triggered. And it's like, you can scroll past my tweet. Get over yourself, mate. You're sitting there with fucking a Mesut Ozil t-shirt in the background. You're 45 years old. Yeah, fucking fanboy or what? Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the thing, right? And this is, and like I said to you earlier, Chris, right? The quicker he does go, the better, right? Because it's causing a divide. And I thought we'd gone past that bullshit. Now we've got Emery in. Do you know what I mean?
Back.
But now it's moved on to this guy. Yeah. And as soon as we bin him, it'll move on to somebody else because Arsenal fans are just fucking snowflakes, mate.
All right, so let me ask you about a tweet that I know that you would have received, but I don't think you've yet addressed.
Mate, I've got about 1,000 fucking...
Yeah, I know you probably have. I can imagine the notifications are lit right now.
Mate, I can't keep up, honestly. Do you know what? I actually have to go to the tweet I put out and go through the replies that way rather than scrolling through my notifications. Otherwise, I don't see them.
Yeah, I know. So obviously Claude emailed you, and he said that you know what.
I did see that. I just deliberately ignored it.
And he said that we do. If this was Wenger, we'd be losing our heads. So we do have a right to.
That's
to
a pound, by the way.
I mean, are you angry?
Not really. I'm disappointed. I'm not angry. I'm not angry at all. Listen, we've just been done 5-1. It was always going to be
by the team who are winning the league, to be fair.
Yeah, the top of the table, 9 points clear. So I'm not angry. Did we expect to win? Well, I don't know what fans expect. Like, listen, I love Claude Savitz. He knows that, mate. I speak to him every single day, right? But the reason, he's got. I understand what he's trying to say, right? Oh, the previous manager, this and that. If that was his team, blah blah blah, right? But let's be honest, the previous manager had been here for 22 fucking years, mate. This manager's been here for 22 weeks. Do you know what I mean? So, you know,
it's a fair point.
Yeah,
it's a fair point.
You know what I'm saying?
When
So,
you really put it like that, it's a fair point. I mean, 22 weeks to get any job right. Never mind a job that has been in a mess to start with, and then you're having to put shit right, and then you're having to maintain a standard. It's a lot that he has to juggle.
Then you lose 3 of your back 4 due to injuries. Then you lose your utility guy, Welbeck, through injury. Yeah. You know, then you've got a footballer that shouldn't be here coming back into defence. Right. Then you've got Mustafi coming back from injury.
Yeah.
For a game at Anfield. It's just, mate, I don't know, man. Listen, fucking...
It's a lot to deal with.
It's a mess. This club is a mess, mate, and it has been for a long, long time, right?
A long time.
The quicker people lower their expectations, and I've seen so many people going to me, oh, yeah, well, you shouldn't be lowering your expectations. We're Arsenal. Yeah, I'm not fucking... I'm realistic. I know where we're at, right? And I know we're nowhere fucking near good enough to get anywhere near a title right now.
Yeah,
right?
You've always said, and one thing I will defend you for, like really defend you for, is even when I was talking that talk about top 4, we were like, listen, I ain't even worried about top 4. If he gets 5th, I'll be happy. Yeah. You've always maintained that even throughout the run. You've never got carried away with it.
Mate, we've got more points away from home this season. More. No, actually, I'm lying. We've got the same amount of wins away from home this season than we got the whole of last season. Yeah. Right? So that's one step forward, isn't it? Right?
We're 4 points ahead of where we were last year as well.
Yeah, we're 4 points ahead of where we were last year. So that's now 2 steps forward, right? This ain't getting changed overnight. Yeah. You know, and let's be honest, I said at the start of the season, if we get 2 away wins in a calendar year and finish 5th, that's an improvement. Well, we've already improved. Because we've already got 4 away wins in a calendar year. Yeah. Like, so, I don't know, man. Some people just have this God-given right to think that we're just going to come. Like, a lot of people are still hung up on the previous manager being potted, mate. So they've been sat waiting in the wings for a long, long time just to have a dig. You know, I've seen some fucking twat that lives in Spain. I won't fucking say his Twitter handle. He's just a fucking mug. The geezer's a mug.
I've seen a good 7-8 people have a go at him.
Mate, he's a mug. The geezer's English. He probably got bullied, so had to move to Spain. Right? So fucking now he's sitting in Spain giving it, oh, fucking this and that. And he was happy if we lost today. Like, get a life, mate. Do you know what I mean? I've seen people tweeting, oh, yeah, well, hopefully we get spanked today. So then that keeps Liverpool ahead of Spurs. Are you really Arsenal? Like, come on, man. Seriously. Yeah? It's just like the hypocrisy and the fucking reactionary fans in our fan base just wind me up, right? Which is why I don't reply to half the twats in my notifications, mate, because I'll just end up getting suspended. And I've never been suspended on Twitter, right? And I ain't about to now. At the end of the day, I wanted the previous manager gone for a long, long time, right? We've got him gone, right? So I've got what I wanted. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and coat off this manager when he's come in, inherited 75-80% of the previous manager's shit show, right? Added a couple of players in. Torreira's been fantastic. Guendouzi's been all right. Socrates has been decent until recently, right? Lichtsteiner is probably the only one. Leno's been all right. He's not been great, but he's been decent. Yeah, Lichtsteiner's the only one out of the 5 signings we made that you could go, yeah, he's not good enough. Yeah, the rest, you could say, yeah, all of them have had a fairly decent season so far.
The only thing I would say, honestly say, is I suspect that the reason Stan hasn't invested immediately, and this is the first time ever I'm going to defend this guy, but the reason he hasn't invested immediately because he wanted to see if we had a good and genuine, realistic shot at top 4. And that he felt that if it was within touching distance and we needed that investment, he would then make that investment, as opposed to you spunk all your money at the beginning of the year and
then you don't get anywhere near it, and then you've spunked a lot of money, and then it's going to take a lot more money to repair.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
A lot of people are forgetting this as well, right? That Raul that come from Barcelona, Raul Saheli or whatever his name is, yeah, right? Let's be honest here, right? Do you seriously think he leaves Barcelona to come to us without being told that he's got full control to do what the fuck he wants and spend what he wants? Why would he leave Barcelona? He oversaw their best period ever in their history, right? So why is he going to leave that where he had full control, going out doing record transfers, left, right, and centre for Suarez, fucking Coutinho, all these other players, right? Why would he leave that to come to Arsenal to spend no money? I don't get it, right? Why would Sven Mislintat leave Borussia Dortmund? Yeah, okay, granted, we're a bigger football club, right? But why would he leave there if he ain't going to have a full control over transfers at Arsenal? I don't get it, mate. I just don't get it. I don't get why these people would leave if they've not had assurances that we're going to spend money.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you in the sense that there's surely you put a team together for transfers because you're going to make transfers. so that's what I'm hoping still happens. I'm hoping that in January, I know they're not a fan of January window, but we're in a spot.
Yeah, but people say that. If you go back to last year, we signed a Aubameyang for 60 million quid. 60 million pound. You know, we've signed other players in January.
But they've gone on record to say that they don't like January windows, to be fair.
But they're going to say that because if they say they're going to be active in the January window, automatically the price goes up 10 mil each player, doesn't it?
I believe it. I completely believe it. Aubameyang aside, they're not a fan of the... All right, historically, even when Stan was just a shareholder, he's never been a particular fan of spending money in the January window. So I can believe it. I can believe that he doesn't want to, but will if he feels it's necessary. And I think we're in that spot where now it's necessary. He has to spend money. He just has to. And I know people are throwing names at me. I keep getting this name, Jamal Lascelles from Newcastle. And
not good enough.
I don't think
player, not good enough.
Either. That's why, you know what? I always see this name in the chat room every time we do a show. And I never comment on it. And I know it's one or two guys. Both are good friends of the show. They're not trolling or anything. They genuinely are putting forward this name as a genuine suggestion. I just don't think he's good enough. I never have thought he's good enough. I think he had a decent purple spell last year, and that's it. That's literally it.
Yeah. No, it's true, mate.
So I hope that answers your question, Daniel, because I know you tweeted that one at me. All right. So let me, as we kind of move towards wrapping this up.
Yeah, I've got about 10 minutes, mate.
Yeah, bro. So same here. Let me get your take on kind of moving forward. Obviously, we've got Fulham at home, and then we've got, is it the FA Cup, I believe?
Yeah,
the FA Cup. Yeah, because my birthday is next Sunday, and it usually falls around that weekend.
Nice little plug there, mate.
Damn right, man. I want some shout-outs going. I want some subscribers as well, motherfuckers. So yeah. So I turn it into a little bit more. I get a bit closer to Lee's old age. So I'm 34 next Sunday. So normally there's an FA Cup around that time. So I'm hoping that kind of we use those two games, which are very winnable games, even though Fulham are looking like they're starting to slowly improve. Surely we've got to get 3 points at home against Fulham, get through the third round of the FA Cup, and move forward. Do you think we can move forward with this team in the way it is? I'm looking for signs of positivity.
We'll beat Fulham. We'll beat Fulham because they can't defend. They're worse defensively than us, right? And that's saying, right? And we've got better players up front, so we will beat them. Blackpool, it's at their ground. That's going to be a closer game than the Fulham game, I reckon, because it's their cup final, isn't it? Let's be real. You know, this is their big shot. They've got a big team. Now they've got to give it everything, and they'll be fired up for it. But we've seen this season that Emery's just going to put out decent teams in every competition. So I don't expect us to be travelling up to Blackpool without one of, or if not both, Lacazette and Aubameyang. You know, one of them is going to start the game. Maybe both. Who knows? You know, if Mr. I've got a fucking glass knee and a glass back and all that bollocks, if he's fit, then he'll be playing against Blackpool. Because if you look at the last two games he has actually played and started, one was Burnley, who are bottom of the table, and the other one was Qarabag when we'd already qualified. So if he's fit, he's playing against Blackpool. It'd be interesting to see if he's back from his knee injury against Fulham, though, in a couple of days, wouldn't it? So I don't know. Listen, we'll beat both of them, and all this has done tonight is show that we're a million miles away, and highlight how weak our squad is. And when we didn't have a weakened squad and we had our first 11, we were 22 unbeaten, regardless of opposition. I've said it before, if it's that easy, how comes fucking nobody else has done it other than Liverpool? They've done 20 in the league now, aren't they, unbeaten, right? But they haven't done 20 in a row unbeaten, have they? They've just done 20 in the league. We did 22 in a row unbeaten in all comps. So if it's that easy, why did nobody else do it? You know, and let's be real, we played Liverpool, we played Tottenham in that run. You know, we've played Everton, who are a decent team. I know they're not doing great, but they're still a decent football team, and they caused us loads of problems when we played them. You know, we played Man United in that run. So, listen, there's always hope. We're not completely fucked, but we are fucked. And until we get the shit out of our football club, major repairs need to be done defensively. I'm not too bothered about up front because we always score goals, right? But defensively, we've been shit for a long, long time. And what happens is when you get into a rut or when you're getting under pressure, you revert back to type. And too many of these players that we've got that are playing now, like tonight and the other day against Southampton, even Brighton, they just revert back to type and go back to stupid fucking last year's fucking performances. You know, as soon as the pressure's on him, Xhaka flops. Mustafi flops. You know, fucking, we can't have that. We need to get rid of that, and we need better, and it's going to take time. And everyone just needs to chill out, man.
Transfer windows. I agree with you.
Yeah, we need two more summer transfer windows. We need the one coming up and the one after that. Right? Then, if we're not challenging for a title, everyone can go, do you know what? This guy's not good enough. Yeah, get rid, and then go and get a different manager. Right? But like I said earlier, right? Klopp finished 8th in his first season. He had a fucking better front line than we have. Do you know what I mean? Fucking Pep Guardiola spent £200 million, had a better team that he inherited before spending that, and finished 4th.
Yeah.
So everyone just needs to chill the fuck out. We finished 6th last season, right? We've signed one of the best defensive midfielders in the league this season, Torreira. He's fucking been brilliant. He's fallen away a little bit, but they've all fallen away a little bit, and it don't help when you've got makeshift defenders playing at centre back when they're right backs, or a defensive midfielder playing at right back. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you just got to take all that into fucking account and like just look at it and just go, look, we've been riddled with injuries. We're playing players out of position because our squad's shit. So let's just fucking see where we finish in May. I sound like fucking the previous manager's disciples, don't I? Judge in May.
Let me say this right real quick, just to kind of go on a final question, because a lot of people like Karen Russell, shout out to Karen. I've seen a few other people ask very similar questions, so we're going to go out to that question, and Lee's going to give one quick answer for that. But I want to quickly thank Ola and OG for contributing to the show. They're giving me a little donation. So thank you very much to those guys. Big shout out to those guys. I honestly wasn't expecting my birthday shout out to get donations. So, well, thank you very, very much. Very much. Always reinvest that money into the show.
If I give my bank account details, then you give me some money as well. I'm a bit fucking skim, mate.
So yeah, before I also go, I want to also give a quick shout out to Arun, who's always in my chats. I know he's a big fan of both myself and you. He's doing the good work, spreading the show. And thank you to everybody who is currently watching the show. Continue to crush that like button. The like button is so important because it helps the show get noticed. So crush that like button. Hit the subscribe button if it's your first time. And what I'm going to do is just quickly get a quick answer from you, and then we'll do the plugs and then get out of it. Yeah? Cool?
Yeah, man. Yeah, cool, man.
So everybody's kind of asked this question in a roundabout way. So I'm going to put it to you in my way, and that is this. Realistically, who do you want to see Arsenal go for in January? Realistically. Yeah.
I said earlier, Toby Alderweireld. That's got to be the main
Is
target.
that realistic for you?
Yeah, it is realistic. Mate, it's got a £25 million buyout clause. Yeah, he don't need to move house, right? He knows the league inside out. And let's be honest, until this season, he was probably the best centre-back in the league. And Van Dijk's now eclipsed him. So that's realistic. Go and buy him. Go and test their fucking resistance because, like I said, it's a buyout clause. It's in the contract. Anybody can trigger that. Tottenham cannot reject it. Yeah? So go and bid £25 million for him, and then it's on the player to decide. Yeah? Go and buy him, right? I'd love us as well to go and buy Hirving Lozano, man. That geezer is fucking brilliant.
So good, isn't he? Yeah.
He is fucking class, man. And again, that's another one. £30-odd million buyout clause.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I named Manolas earlier.
Buyout clauses, I agree.
Manolas, 30-odd million.
Yeah.
Alderweireld, 25 million. Hirving Lozano, 36 million. There's £90 million worth of players there that instantly make Arsenal Football Club fucking better.
Yeah.
Yeah? And you've sorted 2 centre-back positions and a wide fucking winger.
Do you think that Levy would move heaven and earth to block a deal, even though it's a clause deal?
What could he do? It's down to the player. Let's be honest. The only way the player rejects us is if somebody bigger comes in. Yeah, and let's be honest, they ain't.
All right. That was a sneaky question from Karen Russell.
Yeah, but they're not going to come.
She's our girl. I thought I'd give that to you.
Yeah, man. But listen, let's be honest here, right? If Man United wanted him, they would have already signed him. Man United have got a manager they've loaned from fucking Norway, right? Yeah. So who's buying the players at Man United in January? Because he ain't going to be there for much longer because they're going to get another manager in, right? So I wouldn't see Man United spending a lot of money because it's like, you know, they could go and do £100 million. The new manager comes in and then he goes, I don't want him, and I don't want him. Then it's another 100 million, right? And I just think that the only other clubs that are coming for Alderweireld will be abroad, right? And it's whether he wants to move abroad, isn't it? So if we went in and went, yeah, bang, 25 mil, yeah, we'll pay you more wages than Tottenham are paying you. You don't need to move. You know the league, and you're guaranteed first-team football because Mustafi is not as good as you. You then put him next to Socrates, that's automatically us better. Put Bellerin back in there, Monreal for now, but then get rid in the summer. Yeah, and we're automatically better. Because, listen, Mustafi's got better this season, but he's still nowhere near the levels required to be at this football club. So that's realistically what I think we could get. I think we could go and get him. He's available, he's cheap, and he lives around the corner, mate. Why not? And it'd fucking wind them up so much, mate.
It would wind them up in the banter alone. I'd love it.
And the thing is, all they'd come out with is, Vertonghen's better. Yeah, all right, mate.
All right, mate.
Yeah, all right, mate. Vertonghen's fucking older as well.
Go on then, Lee. We're out of here, people. But let the people know where they can find you real quick.
Lee Gunner82 on Insta. DM me. I'll follow you back. Tell me you followed from the show. Lee Gunner82 on Twitter. Don't DM me because I won't read it. Lee Gunner on YouTube. By the way, I've just literally checked 1 second ago, right? I'm nearly on 1,750 subscribers on that channel that I set up 5 weeks ago.
That's amazing.
Which is fucking mad.
The last 2 weeks, the subscriber list has blown up for you.
Mate, the videos, like the Brighton review, I've got fucking 6,500 views on that.
Right, you're getting a lot of views on the most recent
Nearly
one.
5K on my preview for Liverpool. I put my review up for Liverpool.
Your most recent one, you dropped it 10 minutes ago. It had 500 views. It's good.
Yeah, it's on 1,100 now.
I see what I'm saying. And we've only been on an hour, so fucking hell, that's lighting up. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us on Ramblings. Remember, don't forget to crush the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll be back tomorrow to do player ratings. I may even have a couple more of the boys on, like Ola, Sam, Footballing Heroes back online.
Yes, he's back again for about the 5th time online.
You're telling me, bro. So, I love it when some of the older subscribers will remember Sam, but I'll probably try and get Sam on tomorrow with Ola. That'll be a fun show. We'll like it. Because I know Sam will have his own strong. He's another one who's a big fan of Mesut Ozil. He will light up this one. Yeah. We'll work something out and we'll do some player ratings together. But in the meantime, we're out of it. And Lee, I think this message is most important.
Yeah,
Lee,
I think it is as well. Ozil out.
Not that one. Emery in.
I was joking. Bro.
All right, we're out of it. Can't be in trouble. Take care. Deuces.